Welcome to Lakshmi Bee. My name is Lakshmi, co-owner, director, and sustainable designer of Lakshmi Bee, alongside my mother Susan. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how I made these DIY upcycled lanterns using whatever you have at home. And you can see the finished product right next to me. These lanterns were part of an upcycled indoor garden nook that my mom and I had put together, where we host afternoon teas and holiday meals with family and friends. These lanterns were super easy to make, and they can be made out of anything that you might have at home. So for the ones that I made, I ended up using 2 protein powder jars, some old plastic soft drink bottle tops, and the black detail lines you see, those were actually magnets that came from shopping mall advertisements. Years ago, I used to work at this giant shopping mall with the center management customer service team, and each season they'll change all these advertising boards from spring to summer to autumn to winter, and they were doing a spring change at that time, and one of the girls asked me if I wanted the boards, and I was like, yes! So I loaded up the whole car, and at the back of them was all of these long magnets that had attached them to the signage. So I took all of them off, and they made perfect for these lanterns. I have painted them with some leftover house paint that we had. These materials can be substituted with anything that you have at home, and feel free to get crazy and make up your own designs. The LED candles that I found can be found on Amazon or your local hardware or home craft store. They work really well, and they actually light up the room. With fast fashion and waste culture still being one of our globe's biggest polluters, it is very important that we remain sustainably conscious. To invest in quality pieces that last, or reuse and recreate items that we already have at home. I love upcycling because you get to have your very own unique piece. And there's something really special about creating your own items. They also make really great story pieces for your guests. All right, let's get into the tutorial. For these lanterns, I'm using some empty protein bottle jars, some soda bottles, signage magnets, measuring tape, scissors, markers, paintbrushes, some house paint, super glue, and paper towel. So the first thing I did was remove all the labels from the jars and just wash them with some warm water and soap, just to remove all the sticky residue. Now I'm just wiping them off, getting rid of any last bits of residue, so the jars have a beautiful see-through look. Now the next thing you're going to do is mark out the lines of the design that you would like to do. If you don't have any magnets, you can literally use whatever you have that will create a similar effect. And you can do any design that you like. This is just the one that I've come up with. Now I'm just going to mark in where I want all my detailing to go. I'm getting all my little strips ready for the design. Then we're just going to put in a bit of super glue on our magnet strips so they stick nice and securely on the jar. And with this particular type of super glue, it is Gorilla Glue, you need to let it dry just for a couple of minutes until the glue becomes tacky, and then it makes it a lot easier to work with. Now I'm going to make the top of the lantern and just cutting off the tops of these soda bottles. This literally makes the perfect topper for these lanterns. And then I'm just going to poke a hole in the bottles just so we can cut around it really easily. And then repeating the same step, just marking in our design line using whatever you have if you don't have these. And again with that super glue process. And I like to peg these in place where I can. They have a tendency to flip up. This will just help it to glue in place. So here I'm going through and marking where I want the rest of my design lines to go. Just making sure that they're going to be symmetrical. Just repeating that same step again with my super glue. Getting all those beautiful design lines in place. Now there's no rules to this, just create whatever you feel like creating, any type of design that you like, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Wow, this is turning out pretty good so far. Our little topper is ready, so I'm just gluing that base to the base of my jar. You want it on the bottom because the part where the lid is where our candle's gonna go. So now I'm gonna take some of my leftover house paint, and I'm using this paint because the durability of it is very good as it's used to paint homes. I don't need to put a finisher or anything on this particular paint. So I'm just painting my design where I want that color to go and painting the lid cap, and there you have it. Put your LED candles inside. Beautiful custom DIY lamps that literally light up your space. How awesome is that? And there you have it, beautiful, upcycled, creative lamps. Who would have thought what you could create with a couple of plastic jars and bottles? And good for the planet too. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please let me know if you end up trying this tutorial. I would love to see the awesome designs that you come up with. I'm Lakshmi. Thank you for being here with me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Thank you for joining us at Lakshmi Bee. If you were inspired or encouraged by this episode, please like and share with your family and friends. We have plenty more content to share with you, so subscribe for the next episode. Together, we can all help make a global difference by simply using what we already have and being the great person we were created to be.